Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we are continuing our 5-year rebuild series here on the YouTube channel. Today, we are doing the Kent State Golden Flashes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be the toughest rebuild of the year, I'm pretty sure. Kent State is one of the worst teams, not only in this game, but they are the worst team probably in real life. A lot of issues going on with Kent State. I believe their coach maybe had gambling problems or something. I have no clue. I believe their D coordinator left them, or their head coach left to go be a DC. A lot of problems going on with Kent State. But today, your boy Greg's here. We have 5 years to win the Golden Flashes, a national championship. So, let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is our roster. We have Drew DeShield as our starting quarterback, followed by Wyatt Folk, Dario Cole, and Rule Thompson. Running backs, we have Jordan Newman. We have Gavin Garcia, Aiden Harris, Hicks, Martin, and Gaines, a freshman. Fullback, we have Terrence Bailey. Receiver, Deshaun Martin, and then a bunch of nobodies, no offense. Anybody working with, this is what we're working with. We'll see how we do. Tight end, we have Christian Barrier, followed by Muhammad. And then all these guys here. Tackle, we have Junior Diallo. And then these guys, starting left guard, we have Garrett Masterson and Jonathan. Center, we have Jeff Mahoney, followed by Joshua. We have Dustin Morrell starting right guard, followed by Jackson. Owen is our starting right tackle, followed by Brett Rollins. Antonio Campbell Jr., star player. He is a senior, sadly. Then those two guys. We have Mr. Carroll there. We have Brayton Bush and that guy there. We have Zeke Carson and Mason Maddox as our 2 D tackles, and then all of these guys are freshmen. Out the Sam, we have Percy Holmes and Mr. Cross, and then that guy there at middle, Mike. We have Kevin Rich, and then this guy, and then these guys too. At the will, we have Cannon Williams. I like his hairstyle. And then we have these 2 guys here. At the corner, we have Rollison, Joel, Angelo, and Dwayne, and then all these guys here. Free safety, Mr. Irwin, and then Talvin Tucker. Strong safety, we have CJ Young. 2 freshmen, we'll see how they develop, and then the other guy. Kicker is going to be Will, and then punter is Charlie. I don't know anyone on this roster, but what I do know is we need to recruit and get some talent on this team so we can win the Golden Flashes, a national championship. Nate Sullivan, committed. Quincy Eddy, committed. Delvin DeBose, committed. Matt Mines, committed. Harry Browning, committed. Tim Shermer, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a first. Your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is Byron Brown, quarterback of USF South Florida Bulls. He had 3,661 yards, 36 tutties, and a 66% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going with the Cure Bowl, taking on Middle Tennessee. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have won the Cure Bowl here in year 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 1 stats. Drew DeShields, 239 for 428, 55% completion percentage, 3,000 yards, 22 tutties, 9 picks. Freshman redshirt. Hopefully he does good for us. Jordan Newman, 238 for 1,210 yards, 21 tutties. Garcia, 70 for 314, 6 tutties. DeShields, 119 for 261. How about the receiving? J.J. Etheridge, 61 for 884, 6 tutties. Clark, 53 for 781, 5 tutties. Berry, 37 for 485 tutties. Deshaun Martin, 39 for 451 with a tutty. Brown, 11 for 134, 4 tutties. Newman, 19 for 125 with a tutty. Hazine, 8 for 78. Gavin Garcia, 11 for 67. How about the defense here? 93 tackles for Cannon Williams, 72 by Joel. CJ Young with 72, 66 by Kevin Rich. Tevin Tucker, 65, 62 for Urban. Jari with 61, 59 for Carroll, 42 for Mason Maddox. How about tackles for loss? 9 by Carroll, 8 by Maddox. Zeke with 7, 6 by Campbell Jr., 5 by Cannon Williams. 1 by Young, Rich, Tucker, Brown, Bargridge, Jose Bush, and Jamon. Sacks, 4.5 by Carroll, 3 by Campbell Jr., 2.5 by Mason Maddox. 2 by Cannon Williams, 1 by Zeke and Kevin Rich, half by Bush and Jamon. Interceptions, 2 by CJ Young, Joel, Jari, and then 1 by Cannon Williams and Irwin. All right, we won a bowl game better than the last year. With Kennesaw State went 0-12. We won a bowl game this year. Maybe we can win the MAC year too, but I'm crazy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a crazy playoff. South Carolina got the 4 seed. Baylor was the 12th seed. Tulane was 11. In the end, Clemson goes on a run through Indiana, Georgia, and Bama, and they go through Oregon to win the national title 34-26. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are losing a lot of people, but we keep Darrell Cole and Jake Michaels from transferring, so let's get into the portal. Chuck Ferrio committed. DeMarco Byron committed. Theo Wolf committed. Alex Ingleton committed. Moses Borrell committed. Deshaun Ruggs committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made the MAC championship here in year 2, and we're taking on our rivals, the Akron Zips. And ladies and gentlemen, here in year 2, we have won the MAC. Let's go. Rayshawn Chin committed. Sal Lawrence committed. And the 2026 Heisman Trophy winner is London Humphreys, receiver from Georgia, with 93 receptions, 1,527 yards, and 20 tutties. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the 68 Ventures Bowl, taking on Coastal Carolina. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the 68 Ventures Bowl here in year 2. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 2 stats. Micah, 284 for 474, 59% completion percentage, 3,495 yards, 28 tutties, and 10 picks. Rushing, Harris, 243 for 971, 14 tutties. Micah, 140, 315, 4 tutties. Hicks, 68 for 289 with 5 tutties. Hayes, 4 for 58. Banks, 1 for 3. Receiving, Fisher, 70 for 971, 10 tutties. Tim, 61 for 902, 4 tutties. Banks, 50 for 641 with 4 tutties. Hunter Hopperton, 37 for 383, 4 tutties. Hunter, 17 for 198, 2 tutties. Harris, 22 for 167, 4 tutties. Dakota Taylor, 14 for 125. Hicks, 13 for 108. Defensively, 73 tackles for Cannon Williams. Rollison with 69, 64 for Tucker. Joel with 63, 61 for Patterson, 55 for Butler, 53 by Wilson. Holmes with 51, 48 for Maddox. Cornelius, 46 tackles lost, 21 by Wilson. Collins, 16, 13 for Maddox. Nate with 9, 2 by Tucker, Butler, and Sion. 1 by Williams, Jairi, Joel, Patterson, Zeke, Bush, and Seth Nelson. Sacks, 8 by Wilson. Collins with 7.5, 6 by Maddox, 1 by Seth Nelson, half by Nate, Syed, Jairi, Saquon, and Zeke. Interceptions, we had 3 by Rollison, Patterson, and Tucker with 2 apiece. Wilson, Butler, Williams, and Joel with 1 as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we've won the MAC. I think next year, let's shoot for the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, here is the playoff. Clemson got all the way back to the Natty, but they lose to Miami 49-33. David Fitzsimmons committed. Bayaki Onwuzurike committed. Edric Hill committed. Josh Janowski committed. Xavier Thompson committed. Felix Pierce committed. Dylon Womack committed. George Traylor committed. Davian Kerr committed. Nazir Addison committed. Dane Drexel committed. Lakata Dipper committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 27th best class in the nation. That's the best in the MAC. On the year 3, we shall go. Steven Sagan committed. Carlos Sams committed. Quan Pitts committed. Roy Bickerstaff committed. Stephen Owens committed. Darren Moon committed. Ben Upshaw committed. Ben Vickerson committed. Tory Dove committed. Finn Anu Ojinaka committed. Kyle Sims committed. Stan MacArthur committed. Kareem Brazil committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the MAC Championship, taking on Western Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, we have once again won the MAC here in year 3. Brenton Wolford committed. Devon Bakhtari committed. Marquise Meadows committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2027 Heisman Trophy winner is Denmon Williams Jr., quarterback from Oklahoma. He had 2,994 yards, 35 tutties, and a 65% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Bahamas Bowl, taking on Sam Houston. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Bahamas Bowl here in year 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 3 stats. Micah, 287 for 465, 61% completion percentage, 3,463 yards, 28 tutties, and 2 picks. Rushing, Harris, 290 for 1,238, 15 tutties. Micah, 132 for 344, 3 tutties. Hicks, 65 for 228, 2 tutties. Gaines, 2 for 6. Tim, 2 for 6. Receiving, Banks, 68 for 876, 7 tutties. Tim, 65 for 777, 6 tutties. Pasquale, 54 for 748, 7 tutties. Rod, 45 by 43, 4 tutties. Harris, 24 for 180. Pears, 12 for 144 with a tutty. Hicks, 10 for 111, 2 tutties. Dakota Taylor, 8 for 78 with a tutty. Chin, 1 for 6. Defensively, 87 tackles for Sayers, 86 for Charlton. Nazir with 62 for Kerr. Gold, 58, 57 for Patterson. Hill with 50. Tucker, 49, 42 for Collins. 41 for Nate. Tackles lost. Aldrich Hill with 21, 18 for Collins. 6 for Nate. 4 by Bush. 2 by Sayer, Nazir, Seth, and William. 1 by Charlton, Golden, Holmes, Lester. Sacks 11 by Collins. Edric with 8. 3 by Bush. 2.5 by Nate. William with 1. Half sack by Nair. Interceptions 4 by Kerr. Shidan with 2, along with Gold and Patterson, and 1 by Addison. Ladies and gentlemen, can we make the playoffs here in year 4? And ladies and gentlemen, it was a rematch of last year, but they were the 2 best teams, Miami, Clemson, and Miami beats Clemson once again, but this time 34-28. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're losing our best running back, but we got to keep our best players right there, and then everybody else is leaving. So let's get to the offseason. Tavon Galloway, committed. Andrew Barker, committed. Zay Jennings, committed. Kevin Wynn, committed. Ronnie Fields Jr., committed. Donnie Barton, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 26th best class in the nation. That's the best in the MAC. We have a lot of talent. I think year 4, we can make the playoffs. Simon Borghi, committed. Javier Ortiz, committed. Tyrone Aikman, committed. Zaire Bohannon, committed. Cameron Forsett, committed. George Virgil, committed. Nolan Scott Matcher, committed. James Singer, committed. Rayshawn Pettigrew, committed. Demetrius Strum, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the MAC Championship again, taking on Bowling Green. Mike John, committed. Nick Stoneburner, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, here 2028 Heisman Trophy winner is Keelan Russell. Quarterback of TCU, he had 4,192 yards, 37 tutties, a 70% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Arizona Bowl, taking on San Jose State. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Arizona Bowl here in year 4. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 4 stats. Micah, 295 for 476, 71% completion percentage, 3,641 yards, 21 tutties, and 5 picks. Rushing, Fields Jr., 266 for 1,325, 11 tutties. Micah, 140 for 398, 9 tutties. Ronald, 78 for 328, 10 tutties. Chin, 12 for 44 with a tutty. Receiving, Steven, 65 for 964, 4 tutties. Pasquale, 73 for 929, 4 tutties. Tim, 60 for 869 tutties. Galloway, 37 for 493 tutties. Fields Jr., 32 for 248. Barker, 9 for 100. Piers, 11 for 88 with a tutty. Chin, 5 for 30. And Hayes, 3 for 22. How about the defense? 99 tackles for Sal Lawrence. Sayer with 66, 65 for Robbins. Rawlinson, 61. Jennings and Jackson III with 60 apiece. 48 for Nate and Shaden. 42 for Alex. Tackles lost 16 by Alex. Nate with 15. 11 by Wynn. Drain Drexel with 7. Sal Lawrence with 4. 3 by Barton. 2 by Derek, Shaden, and Aaron and Deshaun. 1 by Robbins, Jennings, AJ, Owens, and William. Sacks 8 by Alex. Nate with 7. 4 by Kevin. Dane with 2.5. 1.5 by Sal. 1 by Shaden and AJ. Half a sack by Donnie, Derek, Aaron, Deshaun, Stephen Owens, and William. Interceptions 5 by Derek Jackson III. Sayer with 2, along with Jair, Sal, and Brendan. Robbins 1 by Stephen Owens. All right. Transfer portal, let's get some more talent to make our natty run. Ladies and gentlemen, Miami and Clemson are just so much better than the rest of the team against. Ladies and gentlemen, Miami and Clemson are the 2 best teams in college football currently as they meet for the natty again. Oregon was somehow the 12th seed, and this time Clemson finally beats Miami. They beat them 28-17. Earl Earl Lovell, committed. Desi Jones, committed. Wade Fowler, committed. Stephon Irving, committed. Devontae Irving, committed. Vontario Smith, committed. Philip Sesson, committed. DeMarco Malagulagani, committed. Jamari Smith, committed. Philami Lou Picky, commits. Alani Terrell commits. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 20th best class. That's once again the best class in the MAC. We've gotten really good recruiting classes here. It's time to put it together and go win a natty. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here is the roster as Zika will be our quarterback. Here's our running back, Ronald Hayes. Our receiving core is looking a little nasty. Our tight end, Andrew and Rod. O-line, Carey. We got Quincy Eddy. Our left side looks strong. Moses. David, our right tackle, looks all right with the boost, but I'm a little worried there. Left end, Alex Ingleton, the 5-star. We got him. Bakhtiari on the right side. Roy, Nate, and Deshaun, our highest rated tackles. Carlos Sams there. We have Sal Lawrence at the 91. We have this guy at 81. Stephen Irving leading the cornerback room. Our cornerbacks are a little worrisome after Stack, but we should be fine. Free safety, we have Robbins. We also have Potts or Pitts? One of the two. And then we also have Robinson, kicker, punter. So that is our roster. Let's turn auto recruiting on, and let's get to the simulation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently 8-0 with 4 games to go. We're ranked 15th in the land, so as long as we win out, we should be fine. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the MAC Championship, taking on Bowling Green. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the MAC, and we're on the way to the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, we've made the college football playoff, and we're going out to California, taking on USC. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Coliseum, getting ready to take on USC. Can the Kent State Golden Flashes get to the quarterfinals for the first time in program history? It's going to be tough. USC's a tough team, but all we can do at Kent State is believe. So let's believe we can shock the world here at Kent State. Alrighty, first and goal. We're down 8. Here we go. Hands it off. 23. He's in. Touchdown, Haynes. And we will go for 2. 2-point attempt here to tie it up. Millender. Here we go. Get in there, Hayes. He's short. Fuck. 3rd and 15. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, Haynes. Block. This fucking animation sucks. Here we go. 4th and 4. Down 8. He gets hit as he throws it. Touchdown. No. Here we go. Come on. 1st and goal. Hikes it. He's going to take it himself. Touchdown. Kent State. Here we go. We're going for 2. Hanzeka. He dropped it. Here we are. 1st and goal. At the 1. Get in there. Haynes. Stopped. 2nd and goal from the 2. Haynes again. 3rd and goal at the 1. Hanzeka to Haynes. Touchdown. Kent State. To give us the lead here. Here we go. 4th and 5. He dropped it! Let's go! All we need is 1 first down and the game's over. Haynes, I don't know, that's Haynes. That's Chin, I think, for a gain of 9. Man, and we got the first on the first down. Wow. Jet sweep motion. 37 gets us a nice gain. We get this first down. The game's over. Here we go. Chin, the back, hits it. First down and more. USC uses their final timeout. Doesn't matter as we're coming into the Coliseum and we will upset the USC Trojans and your Kent State Golden Flashes are going to the quarterfinals. Taking on who? We'll find out here shortly. Let's do it. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, taking on the number 2 ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Here we are, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia. where we have a chance to go to the semifinals. And taking on who? I don't know. We'll find out after this game if we win. If we lose, we go home. We believed against USC. Again, all we gotta do here is believe here. We're 13-0. We're undefeated. We got one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Believe in Kent State, baby. Believe. Down 7-0, 3rd and 7. Henzeka to the tight end. He caught it. Touchdown. Golden Flashes to tie the game up at 7. Who's number 85? Barker. What a play, big fella. What a play. All right. 14-7, 3rd and 8 here. Henzeka. He's got a man deep. He's got number 8. Jones for the touchdown to tie it up at 14. Golden Flashes aren't dead yet. We ain't dying yet, Tennessee. We ain't dead yet. 3rd and 8 out of 32. Just to start the 4th. Here we go. He's got a man deep. He's got number 9. Sherman for a big gain. And all of a sudden, Kent State is in field goal range, possibly. Here we go. Henzeka to the tight end. That's a 9-yard gain. Here we go. We want a touchdown to make our defense get a stop to win. 2nd and 1. Hands it off. 23. He's got a big gain. I wish they showed the players. All right. 1st and goal from the 3. Hezekiah. Probably butchered his name. Hands it off. Haynes. Touchdown. Kent State. Come on, D. Get a stop. I believe. Do you? 3rd and 5. We're down a field goal. Here we go. Henzeka. He's got number Jones. Touchdown. Kent State. Defense, come on. Here we go. 3 seconds on the clock. We're going to play prevent. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass. Here we go. Number 2 of Tennessee. It's overthrown, and Kent State is on the way to the semifinals. Hezekiah, whatever his last name, Mirza, whatever, I can't pronounce that guy's name, has led Kent State to a semifinal. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going to the Sugar Bowl, taking on the Clemson Tigers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Caesars Superzone in New Orleans. We are ready to rock and roll here in Kent State. We're rocking the gold uniforms because we're the Golden Flashes. Get it? Golden Flashes, gold uniforms. Anyway, against Clemson, they're really good. Can we beat them? I don't know, but you gotta believe. You gotta believe. All right, we're down 21-zip. We're gonna see if we can fight back in this game. Henzeka. He's got Jones. Let's go. 1st down. All right, 2nd and 10. He's got a man. Jackson Amos, 1st down. 1st and goal now at the 10. Henzeka. He's got the tight end. Touchdown, Kent State. All right, we're down 14 now. Defense has done its job. They got to stop. 3rd and 4. Henzeka. Underneath. Sherman breaks the tackle. 1st down. Right at the 37. Trying to fight back in this game. Henzeka. He's going to hand it off to Hayes for a 3-yard gain. It's now 3rd and 7, or 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7. Henzeka hikes it. No, I pressed the wrong button, but... Yeah, I pressed the wrong button. 3rd and 7 here. Henzeka. Barker. He's going to break the tackle. 1st down. Kent State. 1st and 10. Henzeka. He's got a man underneath. It's this guy. I can't pronounce his name. 1st and goal. And it's 1st and goal now from the 4. Haynes gonna take the handoff. Goes to the outside. Can't get back in. Lost a 2. 2nd and goal from the 6. Henzeka goes to Haynes again. He's gonna fight for 2. 3rd and goal from the 4. Henzeka goes underneath to Jones. He catches it. Touchdown, Kent State. And we are alive and well. From the 20, our defense got to stop. Can we get points before the half? Henzeka. Oh, no. That should have been picked. All right, 2nd and 10 now. Henzeka. He's got a man! He catches it! Jackson Amos! We're in a no huddle. Right. 1st and 10 at the 41. Hedzenka. Underneath, he's got Bryant Barker. We're gonna go no huddle. If we can get a field goal, that's great. I believe we get the ball at half. Here we go, Hedzenka. Jackson Amos! Underthrown, and it's picked. He baited me. He fucking baited me. 4th and 7. We're down 14 now. Hedzenka. Jackson Amos! Let's go. 3rd and 11 at the 25. Hedzenka. Goes underneath. He's got Jones. 1st down. 1st and goal at the 7. A chance to get it back to an in 7. Hedzenka. Screen. He's got Chin. Chin's got a wide open green grass. But it's only a gain of 2. 2nd and goal from the 5. Hedzenka. He's got Joe Hayes. Gain of 4. We're going to go no huddle. We're going to run it. Here we go. They're going to go at the 1. Haynes. He's short. 4th and goal at the 1. We're going for it. Here we go. Hedzenka. To Chin. Touchdown, Kent State. We're back in it. Down 7. Defense, come on. 4th and 5 at the 47. Here we go. Hedzenka. Going underneath. Dropped. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we gave it our best shot. Clemson was just too much better than we are. I mean, from one of the worst schools 5 years ago to getting to a semifinal. I mean, it is what it is. We gave it our best shot. Our defense just sucked, honestly, but it is what it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from one of the worst teams to being one of the best pretty much in the country. I mean, we were the 4th best team. We made the semifinals. I mean, it would have been better if we won Kent State a natty, but it is what it is. I mean, we've won a natty the last 2 episodes, and the streak has come to an end. We won it with Georgia and Colorado State, and Kent State was so close. It was just Clemson was too much of a match for us. I mean, they're one of the best teams. How about Hedzenka? He's probably one of the best quarterbacks we may have gotten. He's a quarterback from Georgia that did transfer over to Kent State, and he bet us. We're having good luck with these quarterbacks transferring out of school. How about George McIntyre, the Tennessee transfer quarterback, comes to Delaware, led us very good, and then Hedzenka. I mean, we're just struggling right now. I dropped my phone. We're just struggling at getting good, top quality quarterbacks from high school to come to our schools. But you know, it is what it is. We'll get them next year, champ. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed, hit like, hit subscribe. And guys, so like, subscribe. You guys motivate me to keep doing this. And with that being said, I hope you have a great day or have a great night, depending on when you're watching this video. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.